Welcome to Bias Bash. I'm Lauren Green. Over the weekend, many news outlets reported Iranian leaders released 4 dual nationality prisoners. The Washington Post's Jason Rezaian was reportedly one of them. But some media outlets reported 5 prisoners were let go. Why wasn't it clear? Well, joining me with media analysis is Ellen Ratner, Bureau Chief of Talk Media News and a Fox News contributor. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you.
So why does it make a difference if it's 4 or 5 when the media is reporting?
I think that we, as consumers of media, have a right to know whether the United States did this prisoner exchange for 4 people or 5 people, and who were the 5 people. It looks as if there were 5 people. One of them seems to have agreed to stay in Iran, which is really quite amazing when you think about it. One person left early, but we don't know why or how they got out of the country. That was a student. The person that stayed, we don't know much about them. The news media, I was on the White House conference call on Sunday, did not ask whether it was 4 or 5. People were very quiet when the White House announced it was 5 people. But why? Why wasn't and hasn't the U.S. media been more after the real truth here and what happened to the 3 that were not on the plane?
Okay, so but what is the discrepancy a clue to something, some kind of key part of the story? Because it seems to have been clarified, I think, by today. But is there something that wasn't said that you're suspicious of?
The person that decided to stay in Iran. The question is, why did they decide to stay in Iran? Who were they? What kind of mission were they on? Were they a double agent that we didn't know about? They were an American citizen. But there is a lot more to this story, and the news media is just sort of accepting it and not really looking in depth into it, in my view, the way that perhaps we should as news media.
You know, okay, so let's backtrack a little bit, because the 3 Americans that were taken to Landstuhl were the pastor, Saeed Abedini, Amir Hekmati, and then Jason Rezaian, who was the Washington Post reporter. These are the 3 that are Iranian-American dual citizenship. The other one is who's staying in Iran, this businessman. And then the other one apparently is back in the United States, this Matthew Trevithick or whatever. He was only held for 40 days or something.
He was studying Farsi, supposedly.
Exactly, studying there. So basically what you're saying is that why didn't we have this information on Sunday, and why is that important? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's...
It's important because the American people want to know, who was President Obama doing this exchange for? Are they really, Americans who hail to our American flag? Who is this 5th person who decided to stay in Iran, and why? And somehow, is this person a double agent? Were they really an Iranian agent that we didn't know about? And what does that mean to the negotiations? I think these are all very important questions that the news media should be focusing on.
Now, do you blame the journalists for not asking the questions, or do you blame the White House, the source itself, for not clarifying better?
I actually blame the journalists. What happened is the White House does their spin. That's fine. I mean, that's what all White Houses do, whether they be Democratic or Republican. But then it's up to us as journalists to ask the very tough questions and to ask them to explain themselves. But when you really listened to the questions, and they only take them from the big media, they don't take them from little people like us, why wasn't this question asked? What happened to that 5th person? Who is this 5th person? And I think that it is beholden to the media to hold the people in power, be it the White House or Congress or whoever it is at the time, in place and get them to answer those questions.
Very interesting stuff. All right, I want to thank you so much, Ellen, for being here.
Thank you.
And for more media analysis, watch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.